So I've been gone for about a week, 5 days. Guys have been moving on some stuff, getting some more trim done, some pull rough in, a bunch of stuff on the interior. Framer's pretty much wrapped up over here, not fully. I still got to frame in this top section and put the WRB on this wall. So I got a lot of catch up from being gone for 5 days, especially shop drawings. So that's working on right now as we speak. Guys are getting slate moving. Guys are getting foam up. So they're getting a lot of the windows trimmed out ahead of my masons because the masons are cruising now. Got our copper head flash in. I think everything's sealed up. They did a little bit of tape. He's got a little sloppy there with the liquid flash, but not too bad. That's why we left all the head flaps with the peel piece on the back. So that way we could still adhere it after the copper cap was in and things trimmed out. And then once that's all prepped, we get our rigid foam. Before the rigid foam started, we want to make sure we got all of our penetration stubbed out around the house. Otherwise, you're pulling it back off. And they stop it short because my guys will actually run a foam. I'll mark it up so we're about 6 inches above grade. And then the mason will build up to that stone point, and then we'll run our HB texture flash through. So I'll show you where we did that on the other side of the garage. So we're only putting this foam, it's an 1.5 inch foam, XPS. And this is going behind our 8-inch stone shelf locations. That's it. It's kind of helping out with the new code. We're actually on the old code right now, but we wanted to try and hold as best standards as possible in new code. But we can't do it to all the siding locations because our detail was not really set up for that in the beginning when the architect designed stuff. So that's where we kind of had to do what we can, but the R values on this house are gonna be super high because we've got the 1.5 inch foam, which is about like an R7, R11, and we're still gonna have a flash and batt interior. So we're gonna have a really high R value on all of our walls. Same thing over here, you can see we got our light box in. They're getting all the garage jambs already done. We still gotta do timber headers above, where after these roofers are done over here, we're gonna get the scaffolding out of the way and get these timber headers on. So after the bottom part foam is done, they build up that stone to that point. They do the HB texture flash. You see the top, they still gotta finish this corner here. And then after that, we continue our foam, our keen range screen that these guys put on, and they start working on the stone after that. So you can see down over in that area there. I'll just show you. Both me and my guys, we go around and I mark out little F points you can see right here. F, that is for top of foam. So that way my guys can go around and get that foam on. Our grade drops down a little bit, so average try and keep this line 6 inches above finished grade. Then once that's done, they get their HB texture flash in. And then this area, we only have stone that actually comes up to here because we got a cast stone sill that runs continuous. So then we get that HB texture flash in, get everything foam, and then the masons can continue. So here's the spot that my guys missed. I'll show you right now. This is why I really look over things. They did seal around this, but this is a braided cable. This is for the lighting rod. So I've been making sure they liquid flash this whole thing because otherwise that's a wick point. Might not be an issue, but still don't want any moisture really getting in there and freezing. We are gonna have weeps at this HB texture flash line. So over here, there will be weeps you can see. So it's hard to see that HB texture flash because they bring it all the way out to the face of the stone. Basically cut that right at the face. And then right here is one of the T-weeps. It's not the squarish one right now, but we try and do a horizontal one on the bottom and a vertical one. The bottom one is mainly for draining. The top one is for air. And then at the very top, we've been adding vents as well. Tricky flashing details that are easy to miss, so I'm always trying to keep my eye on things like they still got to seal the top of all in here. They did on this corner here, but still got to continue. This still has to continue here. Still has to run out this way, so that way it kicks any water out, so that way you're not running out the bottom of your garage jambs later, which it's really unlikely, especially with this large roof overhang, but I'm trying to do things right. Back at it. You guys are out here digging again. We've been working on some more walls. You gotta dig out part of this bank. It's gonna get a little close to that tree, but the paper works, but after our over dig, it's gonna be tight. So The gutter's on. Pretty much wrapped up on this side. They're gonna jump over onto that valley side. It's all copper. Big old radius. So guys set up some scaffolding over here earlier. Ran their string line to get the radius nice. Get our top all cut. Area for footers dug out. Hot one today. We're up on the roof now. Trying to get some stuff done this morning. It's just very humid. This guy's remarking out kind of my footer stuff with the GPS. And then after the footer's poured, we're gonna have the surveyor have to pin the top of the footer for the actual wall. It's pretty simple where we can literally pull our measurements off the house. So I wanna make sure it's dead center on the door. But with their GPS, it's fairly close to at least get marked out roughly, painted. So we'll pull our measurement and then get everything spot on, marked out to the 16th with the surveyor. So we actually do our own step flashings. Build a template with all of our step patterns. So where the block mason can step off his block. And then my assistants actually get everything all taped, sealed, each step. All of our steps are back 3 more inches. So that way we wet set our bricks, that way we've got full overlap. Because we do a turn down on all of our steps like that. But we end up setting all this ourselves. And then you got a true 6-inch all the way back and turned up, sealed against the block, waterproof block and everything. And then in our cast stone line, we've got a lead through flashing that right now just looks ugly. This will get all flapped out. It gets cut off right at the edge of the actual stone material. Our cast stone on top, and then our wash detail, and that's all sealed as well. So bulletproof design.
Yeah. You want to start wrapping up stuff?
Now it's ventilation and everything.
Yeah. Got your weeps in, drainage screen behind, our rigid insulation. We're stopping there for our cast stone sill. And more copper cap below windows, and then copper cap on top of cast stone. This is nice. This has been the shortest trailer so far out here. Got 53-foot spread axles. That guy was easy. Tim's been making good progress. So we made all those steps. Our mason making steps with our block to our template. So we did our full template layout first. And then after that, our roofer took our template and made all these steps for us. Now, some of the steps that we have done with this, you can almost see right here. All these pans run back 3 inches, and then we wet set a brick on each step as these get installed. And that is because this has a closed face. A lot of times I've done this in the past. You don't do a closed face. You still go back, but you run it up high, so then some of the stone tucks in there. But this is the way that we like to do it at Poleg. And then everything is taped, still to the block, liquid flashed. This has a liquid flash as well. So that way it's a true step flash detail. And then later on, they'll tuck their step flashing underneath for all their slate. And then usually they'll put like a little pop rivet at the bottom of all these tails. But get a nice even, symmetrical layout. Down here we have our like little upright. So if water ever did get behind, it's not gonna fall behind that flash. It's gonna kick out here. These are long right now, so they'll actually cut in a little bit. And then we'll have our ear that'll flap in the bottom on the side there. And then this top one will flap down as well. So that way you got your bottom step here, and steps up, steps up, steps up, steps up. So a lot of work for these. They come out nice. And then we also had a roof pitch change from a 10-12 to a 12-12. This block here is just temporary right now, just to support these corners. I'm good. Chipping away. It's got these big timber brackets in now up top. They're looking good. More utilities. Non-stop underground utilities around here now. We've got a lot to do. We're starting to get some more footers. We passed our inspection for that forecourt, so I'll show all those walls. Painters have been on site. I've been begging for them to get here a while. It's August now. I wanted to start this October, but everybody was behind a little bit between selections and stuff too. Now we got to select the paint color, and it's working out perfect with the cast stone. Looks beautiful. And you can see we got some stuff on top of here. This is just protecting our plates because next week our timber frame shows up for these sections. So this is going to be really fun because we got a bent laminated ridge section, bent laminated beam. It's got some footers in. Got a couple step points here for these footers. Got the stair location. And here's my camera on site. Every day takes a picture around noon. So that way I'll have a cool time-lapse video we'll set up. Pool was inspected. They were going to shoot this week, but they're shooting next week just because the shotcrete company pushed us back a little. Framers are still working on trim around here. Got those big brackets up, but they still got to work on this timber frame. So after the pool guys are done, we got a lot of activity back here between upper terraces, some more retaining wall footers. We've got a ton of underground work we got to set up as well. So there's our conduit we stubbed out for the electric. And right over here is where the CT is going to be. So it's only about 16 feet from there to there. So it's not much material we need. It's just called 20 with some elbows. So we're getting the walls, well, the footers in for a bunch of our walls. It's pretty easy. We made sure where they can go all the way up and just dump it from the truck. And then after, I get all our dowels in. Got some wire troughs. So we got a lot of big cables we got to be running very soon here. There's different mechanic rooms to keep things organized. We're gonna do a wire trough. Paul's explaining that now, but we've been going over this for a while. These guys pretty much got all the duct runs done, besides tying into all their points. Started to get the hydronic lines ran. And then this mechanic room is tight. I mean, we got plumb in, we got duct running in, so just trying to coordinate everything so that way it actually gets in there. Got a unit over in this location, so we're gonna have our cables that come in, they're gonna come over here, and we've got a bunch of conduits out between the generator, our detached garage as well, electrical panels in here. We've got a little gas manifold. He's still gotta clean up all of his lines right now, but got all that tied in. Our gas main actually comes in on this side over here. So we've got 2 gas manifolds within the house, one in that mechanical room and one in the far mechanical room. So we've got our copper in. This is gonna go underneath where our windows. It runs continuous around. They got solder joints and everything. So then they're gonna get that cast stone on, and then we've got a copper cap detail that goes on the top as well for all this. So they got started around the windows at least first. Our stone masons are making good progress over here. Got our drainage plane material up. We got our rigid insulation. Got our garage brackets. Tim's getting these timber all wrapped with our WRB material. To be honest, I'm not surprised.
Okay. Yeah, I think he was thinking
The power wall. So getting the pool boxes up. Basically a wire trough. That's gonna be above our drop ceiling. Got our ceiling height marked out for the guys. And then right now the electrician is getting wire trough trays up. So we got a bunch of cable trays. We got a bunch of wires that we ran down here, our main section. So things are working out. Unfortunately, we got like steel in certain areas. This duct had to drop down, so our wires got to go up above that duct, and then they'll come in over in this little opening. It's starting to look really nice and clean. We're not at the point of Chicago grid yet, but we're getting close. So we laid everything out with GPS. Now the survey out, marking all the pins for the wall, and we are doing really good. So the top footer is very flat as well. So it's nice, we got some cowal points and then the wall gets skinnier. So it is all working out pretty well. Some more scaffolding now. Framer's working on the roof deck. We're doing a built-in gutter for the fiberglass. Pool guys are cruising. Got the infinity edge. So it's got that sharp point on it. Then, as you can see, we got our gutter trough here. So then, since it's just a gutter trough, we're actually going to have a big surge tank here, about a 2,000 gallon underground surge tank, because as you put people in the actual pool, that water volume has to go somewhere. The bigger gutter trough is an option, which we actually changed to this more cost-effective option here, the smaller trough with the surge tank, and then we'll have all of our pool equipment down on that far end. It's starting to take more shape. These guys are working on the whole step detail over here. In this section here with the bar tied out diagonal, these actually all get stairs. Get the sauna working. So they can see they got all these wires. Just how they get all their straight edges, make it really nice and plumb, flat and level. A lot of work. Getting this smaller section of footing walls poured. Just passed our inspection, concrete just rolled in. Add a little extra bar throughout here anyway, but this section is where my CT cabinet is going to be our power. So we got a landscape wall that turns. So that will be on the back side. You got to do a pedestal design, which is these metal posts. So those metal posts will not be exposed later because I'll hide that in the stone, but got to do what Pico requires first. So easy footer pour for these guys. Tough job, especially in this heat. These guys been having a big break. Said they're gonna get it all done today, but I don't know, we'll see. Just gotta do the radius steps, this whole bench area, the cover track. A lot of times this size, it does take 2 days. Bunch of details in this pool. Guys were here, they left at around 7:30 p.m. They were on site 6 a.m. at least. I think they were probably on site around 5:30 that morning. So it was a full long day with 2 trucks. Otherwise this would be a normal 2-day shoot. See this height here, the spot is the height of the infinity edge. Some of the next steps, guys gotta get things cleaned out around here. Pool contractor will be out this week to get pool plumbing tied in around the outside here. Gotta get things tied through this wall so I can get this closed off, get the other section of retaining wall in. That will be it for this video. So it's pretty cool, we're getting a pool shop plus a lot of other activity on site. Big timber. So we did this copper capping. This is gonna have a little piece that we'll fill in here. We allowed extra room there to get this thing in. And this will get the copper capping